So Jeff,
yeah,
I like what you spoke about when you talked about accountability, right? And how when we say that they've done something, how they were internalizing it actually goes on to explain to Shan why DNA tests would need to be mandatory. Because and I kind of I created this slideshow while we were sitting up here, and it kind of just shows exactly what women would do if we asked for a DNA test. And I'll put it up here again so y'all can just kind of see the responses after the question. JR, if you could put me on the big screen. Hold on, wait. JR, calling JR. Marcus, put me on the big screen. One of y'all niggas put me on the big screen.
JR said he had to use the restroom, bro.
I'm not in that account right now.
Oh, damn. Oh, well, I basically the slideshow. Oh, okay. And so this question was asked, and this was kind of the women's response. This was almost half of the women responding this way.
They'll leave. You single.
Yeah, that's kind of fast. Who's a speed reader here?
I mean, I can't pause it.
That's changing super fast, Sweeney.
I don't know. Let me see if I can change the
because
speed.
that was like a bunch of paragraphs.
Hold on.
So can I say
all negative response?
while you're trying to pull that up, Sweeney?
It's not all. So all the responses in there weren't negative, but more than half of them were. And the thing was that the women largely were basically saying, if you doubt me, we're gonna have an issue. And that's what happens if a guy comes to a woman and asks her, hey, I need a DNA test. Can we get a DNA test for this child? Her immediate feelings isn't gonna be for his assurance or anything like that. It's gonna be, how dare you doubt that this child is yours? What are you accusing me of? Are you telling me that I'm not? Are you accusing me of cheating on you? So that's the reason why a lot of men, because I know that Laisha was like, so y'all telling me that y'all won't ask because of hurt feelings? Yes, because we try to spare y'all feelings when we're involved with y'all. If it means the end of my relationship, if I ask for a DNA test from my wife, or if I ask for a DNA test from my long-term girlfriend, someone I'm in a relationship with, then why would I ask? Why not just have it mandatory, which it'll eliminate your ability your ability.
I guess I'm sorry, Sweeney, but I'm trying to understand that, and I hate to say this in such a vulgar manner, but we're saying that you trust her enough to raw dog it, but you also need to ask for a DNA test? Because if the same girl you're asking for a DNA test from is the same girl you should be using a condom with.
You see the response you just gave?
So can I
nothing about the insurance. It's all about how, oh, well, if you raw dog her, then why don't you trust her? Well, that's just because I raw dog her.
Yeah, that's all I'm asking.
Doesn't mean that somebody else also did.
Grant her argument. Grant her argument, Laisha.
Yeah.
What is do you think it's fair to draw a parallel between an immediate result or immediate proof or confirmation whenever you're inserting into the vagina raw versus something that's got to take a 9-month process and a DNA test on top of it?
Yeah, because AIDS is worse than a baby. So if you're willing to gamble with AIDS, syphilis,
Ask Brother Podcast.
I mean, I don't know. I just would feel like if you don't feel the need to protect yourself from a disease.
A blank slate.
Laisha, you trolling.
Laisha, I'm not.
You are trolling.
Can I say something?
I'm not.
So you know what? Y'all just confirmed that y'all ain't been to therapy.
You are trolling right now at this point.
Because
I'm saying that if you look at this woman like I have to question where her body has been, I would think that you would look at her in the same way when you're on the aisle picking up the condoms, is all I'm saying.
Golly.
What the
So Jeff, I'm gonna ask a question. I just want to ask a question if I could.
Like,
Trev, you said you about to ask a question?
I think
I'll let you finish your point, then I'll ask you a question.
Okay. Yeah. In regards to why, the reason for why I'm in the camp with Sweeney and some of the other panelists in terms of why it should be mandated is for this very reason. There would be no more arguments. 1/3 of all paternity tests already currently come back with the person who they thought would be the father is coming out as not the father. So that's just the ones that's being tested. Depending on the age range, men and women are cheating at the same rates. And then when you factor in a heavy percentage of men are not even having sex at all, we're in a sexually liberated or libertine environment where the opportunity, or really the optionality, of giving women the benefit of the doubt in the West, we have too much data now to just assume that women will listen well, respond well. All women will just handle it in the greatest way. No, even just having conversations about the idea of it, in panel conversations like this, it can kind of go left. Now reimagine, like Sweeney said, doing this when she's pregnant, doing this when she's close to delivery. Every you want, if anything, this is one of the few things that men are bitching about that every reasonable human being, I don't see a single argument outside of because the woman would be upset. Outside of if we remove the component of she'll be offended, she'll be upset, you should have thought about this sooner. Outside of these like subjectively semi-superficial justifications, it protects both parties. If anything, I think if it became mandated in a particular region or state, we'd actually start seeing women who are the ones that's popping up as that 30% of people who are lying or who are doing paternity fraud. I actually see the women that living in that region, they actually would start to change and adapt and their behaviors would improve.
No, they won't. I'm gonna tell you what they're gonna do. They're gonna go to other states where it's not enforced to have a baby.
Listen, but every woman's not going to jump up and leave the state. So for the women who choose to stay or have to stay, more than likely when they know that, oh, snap, from the very beginning, this guy didn't sign, he's not the biological father, what you're going to see is a cascading effect of women are going to start to learn from other women's mistakes. And they're going to start to observe where the homegirl that just is getting all these perks and this guy is working to himself to the bone and he's paying for a kid that's not even his. Like, a lot of that's going to go away. So no, there is no perfect strategy, but it absolutely, to me, is one that's very logical. It makes sense. And because of the jurisdiction by state and city and region, the rules aren't uniform. If we had one uniform policy now, and when people say, well, how can we do this or what would we do this? All the women that say, you know what, Jeff, I'm on to something. You know what? You're saying we don't care about men, and this is clearly something that only impacts men negatively. How can we move in this direction? Stop voting for people that will continue these policies.